So this is your first step to looking like Jason from the horror movie. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Personal Beauty. I'm your host, Shannon. It's so good to see you guys all again. We have a really fun video for you guys today. We're gonna be talking all about flawless makeup application. But before we get to the actual makeup part, we're gonna have to start with skin prep. So to get started, we have these two options over here. First, I'm actually gonna talk about this one. This is actually a cleansing pad. So for all of you guys out there that are familiar with products, this is very similar to like a makeup wipe, but this one actually has hydrating ingredients. So this one's gonna be a little bit more on the skincare side, rather than just makeup removal or sunscreen removal. So you guys can use this one as a new staple in your routine. One good rule of thumb is that these pads usually have multiple sides. So for example, I don't know if you guys can see here, there's one side that's very smooth. It looks like just a general sort of cotton fabric. The other side actually has texture. So these little textured dots are gonna help wipe away any stubborn makeup or things that wouldn't usually come off. So just to sort of demonstrate, you're just gonna put it around your fingers here and then gonna just gently wipe. So you can see right away, it's very hydrating. I don't know if you guys can see the shine there. One thing that I think is important to talk about when we're talking about skin prep is also pores. So pores are becoming like a very prominent issue, and I want to assure you guys that pores are 100% normal, but they can vary in size and appearance based on your skin type. So if you're like me and you have a more dry skin type, it's likely that your pores typically don't present super large, versus if you do have an oilier skin type or even more combination skin type, sometimes those pores can appear a little bit larger. So the way that you want to apply makeup and kind of the steps or formulas that you take as far as primer are super important. So up next we have a toner. So for toner, you guys, toners are I think one of the least emphasized products when it comes to skincare. The reason I say that is because a lot of people assume that toners are optional. I actually completely disagree. So especially in summertime here in Korea where it's very humid, I have a very dry skin type, but even in the morning for me, because of the humidity throughout my environment, in the morning I prioritize using a toner and a serum, and that's it. No cream for me, even though I'm dry. So make sure that you guys are getting a toner. One thing I want to really emphasize here is this word. This is Hyaluronic. This is kind of a catchy little phrase or a substitute for the term hyaluronic acid. So basically, I would just tap a little bit into my hands. I've only done a small section of my face, so I'm only gonna use a little bit. Typically, I would be filling the palm of my hand. Okay, so I just tap like this until you get a nice light layer on your hands, and then just gently apply in the areas where you need it the most. This one is actually a calming mask. So because I am wearing makeup, I'm not gonna fully show you guys this, but this is also my show. So I'm gonna open this and show you what it looks like. And for sheet masks, we're gonna open it up. Like I said, I can't demonstrate, unfortunately for you guys at the moment, just because I have some eye makeup on, but let's get this unfolded. So this is your first step to looking like Jason from the horror movie. So typically you would put this right on your face. This one right away, it actually kind of smells minty. It smells so good. Oh my gosh, and just based on the serum kind of touching my hands at the minute, it's very cold. It's actually super cooling, which I think is actually the purpose of this mask. So this is actually probably one of the strongest ways that you could help with skin prep, because this would help to hydrate the skin super deeply. Right on ahead to the primer, which I'm super excited to share with you guys. This is essentially a pressed powder made of primer. So for all of my makeup girlies out there, you all know that primers are usually liquid. They come in a tube. Okay, so there you guys can see. Hopefully you guys can get a good look at the actual texture there. Okay, so it's basically just a pressed powder. This particular compact actually opens up to reveal the little puff underneath as well. So I did actually test this one earlier just to make sure everything was good. So the puff is a little bit dirty, but you guys can see there. This is a very standard sort of cottony feeling puff. And there is a little mirror included right in here with the nice little cover on it as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and peel this cover off just so we can see what we're doing. We saw how it worked out when I didn't have a mirror, so let's see. All right, so I'm gonna use the puff, and now we're gonna be able to see kind of the difference between no skin prep and what skin prep does for makeup. Okay, so I'm just gonna rub this around right here, give it a good tap. Can you guys see that? There's powder coming off. So like I said, this is a pressed powder. One of these things that you guys could use this for example, would be, I can't talk at the same time, would be for makeup setting. So you might have heard of the baking term before. So right away, you guys, that took the shine right off my skin. Do you see that? It looks super matte already. I hope that the camera can pick this up as well as the mirror can. So let's just see one more time. Underneath. Okay, so we're basically gonna prime and set any sort of excess oil or moisture on the skin. The reason for this is because usually when you're applying things like concealer or liquid foundation, for example, this is going to end up sliding or kind of separating, depending on if it's water and oil or oil and oil base, your makeup from your skin. This can really affect how long it lasts, how long it stays, and actually how it settles as well. So I think that's good for coverage. Again, we don't have anything on this side here, so this side is nice and smooth, nice and matte. This one's a little bit more glowy. I do think this comes down to preference at the end of the day, sort of depending on your preference as far as how makeup settles, whether you want a matte finish or a glowy one. So now that we have used our primer, we're actually gonna move on to concealer. So I actually brought my own personal concealer today. This is actually one that I picked up from one of the previous episodes. So if you guys wanna learn more about this particular concealer, make sure that you guys check it out in one of the previous episodes. All right, so I'm just gonna swatch this. This one actually comes with a spatula. This is not an applicator. So I'm gonna put the spatula right here on my hand. Just one little swipe from one of the sides should be all you need. Then we're gonna take a brush, so I'll take this guy off. We're gonna take a brush, we're just gonna dab it in the concealer like this until we pick up enough that it starts to spread by itself, okay, without being wet. So just that much on the tip should be enough. Okay, I'm gonna be using the brush and we're gonna go right underneath this eye here. Okay, so for concealer, try your best not to drag. We're not painting a canvas, you're painting skin. And we've talked a little bit about pores before and how you want makeup to settle really nicely in the pores. So that can't be achieved by creating sort of a film on the surface. You actually want to focus a little bit more on filling them. Okay, so there we go. I'm just gonna take the excess down on my cheeks so that it blends a little bit better. Now I think I'm gonna use my finger for this one because I have my nails and I can't hold this. So I'm just gonna go with my finger. So this is what I normally do on a daily basis. I really don't use any sort of applicator when I'm applying concealer. In my opinion, I think skin blends to skin the best. Okay, so we're just gonna go right around the eye area here. I don't know if you guys can see that. That already looks 10 times better. Okay, so I'm just gonna swipe it on my nose. I have a little bit of pinkness here, and I also have some larger pores right here, so I'm gonna show you guys what that would look like. Okay, so we're just gonna bring that down around the hot spots, so you can tell as well that it actually blends a lot faster with just my finger as well. Okay, so we're just gonna cover up some of my redness, try to fill up some of these pores a little bit so that it doesn't look quite as obvious. One thing that you can do as well is go over it again with the powder and see if that helps. Okay, that looks so good. You guys, I don't know if you guys can see this difference, so I don't know if you need to zoom in, but with this one right here, you can actually see where there's some natural oil buildup and you can see like my fine lines underneath, and then you can see the larger pores on my cheek right here. On this side, it looks a lot more softly blended. It actually looks like it's absorbed into my skin. You can see right there where I have a bit more product, there's no pores at all. So this definitely makes a huge difference. I do like the natural glow that I have here, but I love the makeup application a little bit more on this side. So just as a small point of reference, you guys, that is with the products that we've used in this video. I also use my hands. So don't be afraid to just get your hands dirty when you're doing makeup and play along with the lovely little paintbrushes that you were given. I think that's all the time that we have for you guys today, so I am gonna go ahead and be signing off. Make sure that you guys are staying active in the comment section. Make sure that you guys are leaving comments down below. Make sure to like and subscribe. I will see you guys next week for some more awesome tips and tricks. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.